Hello everyone. I wanted to take an opportunity to review our syllabus with you for applications of concepts of growth and development to healthcare. You will start out with a table of contents that will walk you through where to find all the pieces of your syllabus. But let's start with contact information for me. The best way to contact me is using the communication tool in Blackboard. If it is an emergency, then I would suggest using my Salute email address, and I will try to respond to that more quickly. I have office hours on Wednesday from 10 to 11 a.m. via Zoom. Or if you want to meet me in person, we can make arrangements to do that, and I can make sure that I am in my office. However, normally I will do the office hours via Zoom. I will routinely check messages Monday through Friday from 9 to 5, and you can expect me to respond within 24 to 48 hours Monday through Friday. If you contact me on the weekend, I will respond to email postings on Monday morning. On occasions, I will respond on the weekend. In fact, I often do, but you really should not expect me to. If you need an urgent response, then again, be sure to use my Salute email, and I will respond to that more quickly. I tend to make announcements to the full class, and I use the announcement feature on Blackboard. That way it goes out to everyone, especially when it's information that's pertinent to everyone. Grading assignments are returned to students this says the third Monday after the assignment is submitted. In reality, I try to always make sure I return assignments within 1 week, usually faster than that. The only thing that takes longer are written assignments, and I do like to review those thoroughly. That can take time. Let's talk about the course. This is a course on human growth and development. The course takes you from the beginning of our growth and development at conception through death. It presents theories of psychosocial and biological growth and development across the lifespan and stresses the applications of concepts to healthcare delivery. You will have 5 learning outcomes. I expect you to take a look at these. I want you to be able to describe the development of key behaviors and concepts throughout the lifespan, to describe observed normal characteristics and behaviors of individuals of various ages, identify tools for assessing developmental status, describe the impact of developmental processes on family relationships and functioning, and finally to identify major health risks of people at the different developmental levels. This is a foundational course for you. This is knowledge that you are expected to have when you go into your other healthcare courses. There are no prerequisites for the course, and the course is this semester fully online. To access your course, you need to use the learn.unm.edu or your dashboard, and then click into the Learning Management System using your University of New Mexico net ID and password. When you get to the site, there are videos, and the videos will explain to you how to use Blackboard, and there are also videos about how to use Connect. We have Connect into Blackboard for you. So usually there is a link, and the link will take you directly to Connect. If you have any issues with how to access the course and how the technology works, there are numbers listed for you on Blackboard that give you links to IT Help for Blackboard and IT Help for Connect. I use Zoom as web conferencing. I use it for all of my office hours. Office hours are drop-in, so I will log on at 10 o'clock every Wednesday morning, and it will be open for any of you to drop in, keeping in mind that there can be other people on the Zoom meeting with you that are in your class. You have only one required textbook. It is Life, the Essentials of Human Development, the second edition, and it is published by McGraw-Hill. I would suggest you only have the electronic book because you will need to use the Smart Book for the course, which you can access online. Another resource that is always recommended is the APA Style Manual, and that is because when you do your presentation, you will need to use APA Style. I am not a fanatic about APA Style. You can probably get everything you need from Purdue OWL for my purposes. I just want to make sure that I can find the resources that you used and that you do cite your source so that when you're using somebody else's work, you make clear whose work that was and that you are citing it. There's a link here to the Health Sciences Library. When you're doing your presentation, you will need to spend some time in the library. The textbook is not sufficient for the assignment. I expect you to go use peer-reviewed resources. Now, let's talk about something most students care a lot about, assessment and grading. I am much more concerned that you learn and that you enjoy learning and that you take pride in learning than I am about the grade. I know that most students want to make A's. Not everybody is going to make an A, and it's perfectly okay not to. The important part is that you leave the course with the concepts that you need and that you are able to apply them. My expectation of you is that you fully commit to this class. I'm fully committed to helping you learn, and I will make myself available to you to help you learn. You will notice that it very clearly says there are no late assignments or makeup opportunities granted for any exam, quiz, or exception, and no exceptions are made. We give a range of time for you to take the quizzes. Quizzes are generally and assignments are open for a full week. You should be able to find time in that week to get things done. The due time does not mean that you start it when it's due at 11:59 p.m. in the evening. It means that it's completed and submitted at 11:59 p.m. in the evening. If you don't have it done by then, it will default to a 0. Now, there are always exceptions to every rule when I say there are no exceptions. Obviously, if you ended up in the hospital, I am not going to expect you to get your exam done on time, and I am going to make an exception. But that is a very rare exception. Most of you are well aware when you are going to be requiring treatment or care or away. And if that is the case, I would suggest you do work early. One of the other things I want to point out is that your work is graded on a percentage basis, which means all assignments do not count equally. Your final group presentation is really important. It's 20% of your grade. It is done as a group, but you are expected to each do your part, and you have to identify what that part is early in the semester. The reason this counts so much of your grade is it is the period of time when you show me you can take all the concepts, put them together, and apply them. The group project will consist of an agreement, which everybody in your team will sign, which assigns everyone a role. An outline that I expect to see in advance, and I will give you feedback on in advance to make sure that you are going down the right track. I don't want you to do a presentation and find out that you went down the wrong track. Then you get a grade for the final group presentation. You need to do 3 evaluations of group final presentations of others, and you need to do peer-to-peer evaluations of your group members. Ideally, I would like you to be kind to your group members. Treat them as you would want them to be treated, but you need to be honest. One of the things the evaluations do is they help you learn how to be a better team member. They tell your teammates what they did well and areas where they can improve. But you can do that with kindness. You have Smart Book activities that are 10% of your grade. There are 19 of those. Obviously, each one individually doesn't count a lot, but it's important. And it helps to make sure that you read the book, you read the information, and it lets you know that you understood it. You're going to do a video introduction for the class. It doesn't count any points. You shouldn't obsess about it. It's just how you introduce yourself to others online. But you do need to do it before you move on in the class, because I'm not going to grade anything else until you do. You then have 25 total quizzes for 10% of your grade. These total quizzes that you have follow the book exactly. If you read the content, you are going to do well on these quizzes. The quizzes are open book. You have plenty of time to do them. You can repeat them for the highest grade once. And then you come to the exams. The exams are timed. While they are open book and you can open the book, you are not going to have time to look up all the questions. Do not think you will. You need to know the content when you do the exams. And there are 3 of those exams, and they count 20% of your grade each. Let's talk a little bit about the details of grading. There is a rubric for the online project. If you follow the rubric, you will do great. Just make sure that you look at it. I said the exams are 60% of your grade. They open Friday at midnight, and they do not close until Saturday at midnight. That gives you 2 days to do the exams. There are no exceptions to these times. This is when you need to do them. So you need to coordinate your schedule so that on Friday or Saturday you can do your exam. They are all multiple choice questions, and you have 120 minutes to do them. There are no late submissions for the exams, which means if you start your exam at 11:58 p.m. on Saturday and you finish it an hour later, or even if you finished it 2 minutes later, it is not going to count. You must be done and have it submitted by 11:59. It cuts off at that time. One of the reasons we do that is because for the rest of your classmates, the correct answers to the questions are made available to them, at which point it's no longer a secure exam for you to take. Even though the exams are open book, you need to know the material because you will not have time to finish it if you do not. If you experience technical difficulties, you're required to send me an email, and you need to send the email to me at that exact time. Do not wait till 5 hours later when it is past the time that the exam is due to tell me you had technical issues. I'm obviously going to consider that late. If you are a person who tends to have frequent technical issues, I suggest you start early. If you have a bad internet connection at home, I suggest you go to campus and do the exam at campus where you will have a dependable internet connection. And then I talked to you about the quizzes. The quizzes are based on the milestone videos that you will watch, and then you answer questions about those. And then SmartBook activities take about 30 to 45 minutes to complete. And you need to make sure that you also do those by Saturday at 11:59 p.m. Those are open for a full week, as are the assessment quizzes. So you have plenty of time to do them. Again, we do not accept late submissions on these. It is really important that you participate in the class. Participation in an online class can be difficult for people that aren't used to doing it, but it's one of the ways you get to know the other people in the class, and it is also a way to learn. It's important to be able to interact with others and to discuss the content. Discussions, chats, Zoom videos, virtual meetings are all ways that you can participate. If you struggle in a class, I highly recommend you join Zoom office hours. It's a time to ask questions and to get feedback on ways to study, things that you may not understand from the videos posted online. It is more like an in-person classroom experience. Here, there's details in the syllabus about your group project assignments and how you go about that. You will notice it says no handwritten documents are accepted. Please, please, please. It is really important that you learn to use things like PowerPoint. You will use presentations throughout your career, and now is a good time to do that. If you need help, I'm here to help. And then the final group presentation is a group effort. Everybody has a role, and there is a rubric. Everybody does not have to participate in the recording of the video. You will have people who they're better at presenting. If there's someone in your group that's really good at presenting, it's fine to let them do it. You all get the same grade, but everyone in your group needs to agree. It's really important that you reach consensus on this. There's more information about your final group presentation. You have to sign up for a topic in advance. The topics are related to the different developmental stages, the first 2 years, early childhood, middle childhood, adolescence, emerging adulthood, and late adulthood. There are only so many students that can choose each area. Be sure to sign up early if you have a strong preference. Then you need to do 3 peer evaluations of others' presentations and peer-to-peer evaluations of everybody in your group. The expectations, again, is that you are using the UNM Learn, and you are using Blackboard, and you're using Connect. Make sure that you understand how to use Blackboard really well before you start taking exams. And then remember, the approximate time for this class is 10 to 15 hours per week. You have what's equivalent of 3 hours in class time that you are supposed to spend on a class, and then you're supposed to spend basically 6 to 8 hours outside of class but summer is a somewhat condensed schedule, so you end up doing a little more effort for the class for the same amount of credit, largely because it is condensed somewhat. So, and then you're expected to read all of the course assignments. Make sure you read those. It's your responsibility. Make sure you know everything that's in this syllabus. And be sure and complete all the work. One of the things that I would remind you of when you read through these expectations are that you're obviously going to look at this and you're going to see that at some point, if you're an A student, you've probably already made an A without doing all of the quizzes, all of the activities. When you don't do that, you're shortchanging yourself and your future patients. So make sure that you do everything you can to keep up. And then finally, make sure you're well aware of the drop-in withdrawal policies of the university. If you have to drop the class, then it's important to go ahead and do so. But make sure that you're aware of the policies and that you confirm with an advisor or someone that you have actually dropped the class. I don't have the ability to drop you from the class. That is up to you working with the advisor and the registrar to get them done. There are statements in your syllabus on diversity and inclusion, special needs, information on student success, and there are student success coordinators and advisors that can help you if that is needed. And then there is a statement on academic integrity. I think it is always better. I would rather fail with honor than pass through turning in someone else's work. If you are struggling, I will help you. If you basically violate the academic integrity policy, I will report it. I think it is really important for it to be safe in a class to not do well. And if you're not doing well, I am here to help. I have lots of time for teaching, and I am happy to use it to help you pass. But I am not here to overlook if you're taking somebody else's work and turning it in. This is, I guess, my way of saying, if you're struggling, come to me. I will help you get through the class. But don't turn in somebody else's work. You can do it. I know you can. Technical considerations. Remember, it's an online course. There's a lot of self-motivation in an online course. You're not coming to class. The quizzes aren't at a set time, so it's up to you to make sure that you get all the assignments done on time. And then make sure you understand Blackboard Learn. And if you don't, reach out to people at the university and get some help and have somebody train you on this. For a lot of students, this may be your first online course, and you may never want to take another one. But for right now, it's really important that you know how to do this. There are a couple of interruptions that will occasionally occur with Blackboard. Please make sure that you pay attention to the university announcements. I believe they've already announced that there's going to be a down period of like 8 hours on May the 22nd. Make sure you look at those down periods and that you pay attention to those messages. If the down period is going to interrupt an exam time, not the quizzes which are open all week, but an exam, then we will adjust the exam time and how long it's open to accommodate that. Thank you for joining me. Again, if you have any questions, you all have my email, you have my phone number, you know how to get in touch with me. I really suggest that you do. I hope you have a wonderful semester and enjoy the course.